In the stillness of the midnight hour, where shadows weave their silent tales, the prophet's voice, a beacon shining, spoke of light where darkness pales. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in a land of deep darkness, on them has light shone bright. You have multiplied the nation, you have increased its joy. They rejoice before you as with joy at the harvest, as warriors with their plundered toy. For the yoke of his burden and the staff for his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, you have broken as on the day of Midian's smolder. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, by the heavens will driven. On the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish and uphold it with justice and righteousness from this time forth and forevermore, by divine writ. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this, his promise firm and grand. For in this child the light of hope shall spread across the land. The Lord has sent a word against Jacob, and it will fall on Israel, and all the people will know Ephraim and the inhabitants of Samaria's swell, who say in pride and in arrogance of heart, the bricks have fallen, but we will build with dressed stones a new start. The sycamores have been cut down, but we will put cedars in their place. Yet the Lord raises the adversaries of Rezin against them in a relentless chase. The Syrians on the east and the Philistines on the west devour Israel with open mouth. Their fury never rests. For all this, his anger has not turned away. His hand is still stretched out, a cry for repentance in the darkness, a plea to turn about. The people did not turn to him who struck them, nor seek the Lord of hosts. So the Lord cut off from Israel head and tail, palm branch and reed. Like phantoms, they are ghosts. The elder and honored man is the head. The prophet who teaches lies is the tail. For those who guide this people have been leading them astray, and thus they wail. Therefore the Lord does not rejoice over their young men, and has no compassion on their fatherless and widow's den. For everyone is godless and an evildoer, every mouth speaks folly, loud and proud. For all this his anger has not turned away, his hand is still stretched out, dark and shroud. For wickedness burns like a fire, it consumes briars and thorns, it kindles the thickets of the forest, and they roll upward in a column of smoke, destruction born. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts, the land is scorched, the people are like fuel for the fire. No one spares another, no refuge torched. They slice meat on the right, but are still hungry. They devour on the left, but are not satisfied. Their greed is stark and angry. Each devours the flesh of his own arm. A brother's fall, Manasseh devours Ephraim, Ephraim devours Manasseh. Together they are against Judah all. For all this his anger has not turned away, his hand is still stretched out in judgment's stern display. Yet in the whisper of the night a promise softly sings of redemption and of hope borne on angelic wings. Thus spoke Isaiah, the prophet revered beneath the moon's ethereal light, a tale of judgment, wrath, and hope, of darkness pierced by dawn's first sight. For in his words, both grave and hopeful, lay a vision pure and bright, that through the trials and desolation, love and peace would take their flight. In the cadence of his solemn verses, a tapestry of fate was spun, of kings and kingdoms, fear and faith beneath the stars till night was done. A message clear to stand unwavering in the light of divine decree, for through the trials and desolation, redemption's dawn shall surely be.